welcome to the Globali podcast episode 11. In today's episode, we dive deep into the world of true healing with Nidhi Kumari, a holistic health coach, naturopath, yoga expert, and the founder of the Transformative Heal at the Root program. With a powerful blend of ancient Indian wisdom and modern lifestyle science, she is helping people break free from chronic illnesses, medicine dependency, and disconnected living. From gut health and detox to some subconscious healing and purpose driven life, this conversation will challenge the way you understand health, not just as the absence of disease, but as complete alignment of body, mind, and spirit. Let's explore what it truly means to heal at the root. Today we have with us Nidhi Kumari, health holistic coach, and much more actually. Welcome to the Globali, Nidhi. So let's begin with your journey, Nidhi. What inspired you to move from conventional understanding of health to holistic one?
So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's lovely talking about health because that is my purpose of life. Health is everything for me. So I can talk a lot about health. So what you have asked, what the conventional understanding of health to the holistic healing. So basically, I was always a normal person. I mean, I was slim, my reports were normal, everything was normal since childhood. But then there was something missing inside me. I was not feeling completely healthy. And then I started reading scriptures, that ancient books, the many authors' book, and then I realized that health is not just what we see, the physical layer. Health is a combination of body, mind, and soul. So there was something off within me. So I was healthy physically, but I was not healthy from inside. So that understanding came later when when I met so many people, met so many gurus, read so many books, and then finally I got that holistic healing is all about all the five layers of body, the panchakoshas, which is written in our Upanishads.
And actually, you're blessed to have realized so soon, so early. And what, you talk about healing at the root. So, very less do we hear about actually origin and the culture of holistic healing and all. And you have been talking about healing at the root. What was the turning point in your life that made you believe in this philosophy deeply?
Yeah, so basically in 2020, one of my close one, he was suffering from so many health issues. So somewhere in mind, I was sure that medicine cannot heal this. Somewhere in mind, I knew it that there is something which can heal. So one of my friends suggested me to join some charitable trust, which they in that trust they follow the teaching of Swami Vivekananda. In that they say that our body can heal itself. It has the natural healing ability. So I joined that program for 90 days. We religiously followed everything, the diet, the lifestyle, the yoga practices, the ancient philosophies, everything. And after 3 months you will not believe, all the health issues were reversed, reports came normal. And that was the turning point for my life. In 2020 I realized that if this is the thing, the people do not know this. People know only that medicines can heal them. So I've started pursuing this as a career, and then I've started digging more deeper into it. I've done diploma in naturopathy and yoga science, and then I've done many certification. But that was the turning point for me.
See, you yourself learned and you are sharing your knowledge with others. That is incredible, actually. So many people
Yes.
struggle, actually. Many people struggle to trust natural healing. If we talk about, today we know many people suffer from many health issues, actually endless health issues. But when we talk about, natural healing, they generally hesitate. So, what convinced you that the body can heal itself without dependency on medicines?
See, because natural healing system, people struggle because it takes time and effort. See, it's very comfortable to take a pill, but it's very uncomfortable to work on yourself, work on your body, on your lifestyle, the way you live life. So that is where people struggle. And why I am so convinced, because after that 3 months of my journey, I understood that I didn't go to any doctor, I didn't take any medicine. Everything I did was just following the right food, right lifestyle, and everything came normal. So that only made me convinced that food is medicine. If you take food as a medicine, you don't have to take medicine as a food.
Oh,
So, with that, I continued my journey of heal at the root.
okay. Food as medicine. Nicely put. I loved these words. So, your work blends ancient Indian wisdom with modern lifestyle science. How do you strike the balance?
See, ancient wisdom means the ancient, what our ancestors used to live 5,000 years ago, when there was no medical system, no doctors, nothing. Now, in our generation, we have lot many hospitals, so good doctor, but still we are facing so many health issues. Why? We should look these factors that there is something missing. That what was there earlier when our ancestors used to live and what is there now. So that only made me believe that I should bring that ancient knowledge to that modern life, and we can do that. Like we can eat right food, we can eat home cooked food, we can sleep on time, we can eat before sunset, we can wake up in Brahm Muhurat. So many things we can incorporate in our modern life, and we can live that optimal health.
So you would refer to the rishis and munis, of course.
Yeah.
To the life the rishis and munis used to live. So yes, you have mentioned also lifestyle of rishis and munis. How relevant is that way of living in today's fast-paced world? If you ask anyone to live the life of rishis and munis, that would be punishment for many. So how do you find that to be relevant today?
See, first of all, this fast paced world that is inside here. So, we have made it. We have made constant pressure, comparison normalized. We have normalized these things. We have normalized stress. And that was not there earlier before. And by the Rishi Munis, I'm not saying that you have to live, leave your house and go to jungle and live. I mean to say that you need to live like Rishi Munis with the ease, with the balance, with the peace. And, if we'll be more peacer, more calmer from inside, we'll achieve more. It's not like we lag behind. So that's the myth people have, that they are running behind money. They're running behind constant comparison. But I'm telling you, if we just pause a bit, reflect what is needed inside us, if we connect with our body again, we'll be more calmer, we'll be more successful in life.
Indeed, indeed. And we need to break that myth, of course, with your help. So, your mission says every person should become their own doctor. Practically speaking, how can someone actually? I also want to ask that. How can someone start doing that?
See, it's very easy. Health is the most simplest thing in the world. Then also we people are struggling with the health. So we can be our own doctor, because once we start understanding our body, what this body needs and what we are giving, so that only clarifies everything. We are now eating by the clock. We are not eating by the hunger. The morning we wake up, we start eating. We do not think that whether the food which we have eaten yesterday has been digested or not. We wake up, we simply go to office. We do not have urge to go to washroom. Are our bowel movements clear? So we do, if we, these small things, if we incorporate in our life, we'll be our own doctor. We don't need anyone. I am living this life since 6 years. Since 6 years, I have not taken a single medicine at all. And I mean this, it's just not for the podcast. I mean this, I have not taken a single medicine. Even in my pregnancy, my doctor has given me iron, calcium, everything. I have not taken a single medicine. Do you really think that a small iron capsule or some small calcium capsule can give me iron calcium? It can just increase the numbers. That's it.
Right, indeed. If our team is listening to it, we all must follow this. Okay. So, tell us about your flagship 90-day program. What transformation does a person typically go through in these 3 months? 3 months of crash course, you may say, you must have learned. So, what transformation does a person typically, experience here?
So in these 3 months, I just work upon all the areas of our life. See, our body is all made up of panch koshas. The body which you are seeing is Annamay Kosh. Then there is a Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, Vigyanamay Kosh, and then the Anandamay Kosh, which is, closer to a soul, the Atma, which is sitting inside. So I work on all the layers. Holistic healing is not just about, you have a BP and you cure BP, you have a diabetes, you cure diabetes. No, heal at the root is be first, remove the toxins from your body. We detoxify your body. We follow few food principles like food should be living, it should be close to nature, it should be water rich. Like in Bhagavad Gita, it's already, see, I told you in our ancient scriptures, everything is written. Way of life, how to live, how to eat, how to sleep, everything is written. But we just have to go back and, read that. So in the 17th verse of Bhagavad Gita, it's written, Ayu Sadbal Roge, Sukh Priti Vivardhanam, Snigdha Sthira Ahara, Satvik Priya. So food should be water rich, you know and see, you'll take a roti. Is that water inside roti? No. You'll take rice, no water. You will take dry fruits, no water. See, our body is made up of 70% water and 30% acidic, but what we give 30% water and 70% acidic, like pizza, burger, everything. So we work on the food principle, we work on the ahara, vihara, vichara. All these principles we work upon the lifestyle, how we take the life, how we take the food. Food is just not for pleasure. Food is a communication, is an information. When we eat sattvic, slowly we become a sattvic person. When we eat rajasic food, we slowly become like that. So all these teachings, I incorporate and I give in my 90 days program. So after the 90 days program, a person's software completely changes. It's not just a person disease, he's disease free, he's medicine free, or he'll be his own doctor. Complete person only changes after 90-day program.
See, just now you spoke about ahara, you spoke about vihara, vishrama, and also there is the term called mind spirit. So, which of these do people struggle with the most today?
People most struggle with the mind spirit because, see, physical body is seen. Lifestyle you can see, but you cannot see what is going on here. And even WHO is saying that 90% diseases are psychosomatic. Psychosomatic means it is generated by the mind. So if we are not taking care of our thoughts, of our emotions, then how we'll, maintain the physical health? So it's all go hand in hand. Nowadays, whatever people are selling out outside, they are just selling the physical health. But in my program, it's not just physical health, it's all the layers incorporated, and that makes an optimal health.
And you offer very deep, personalized mentorship. So why is personalization so important in healing? Like, is that personalization is required, or anybody can do it in a group? What do you say here?
I don't prefer groups. See, one diet may be beneficial for you, but that diet may harm another person, right? So in a group coaching, you do not consider a particular person. You just give it, a generic diet to everyone. So I don't prefer, and that also, you need a personal touch. See, I told you 90% diseases are psychosomatic. So, we have to work upon this area as well. We have to work upon the ahara, vihara, vichara. Vichara is the main area you need to work. So, in group coaching, how will you deal with this? People even do not open up in group coaching. So, I think that personal touch is required when you give a personalized coaching.
Indeed, indeed. That's the point here. So, and you have worked with clients facing diabetes, thyroid, PCOD. PCOD is a very common, problem.
Yeah.
These anxiety conditions often labeled permanent. Actually, PCOD people think that they are actually permanent. एक बार आ गया तो आ गया. मतलब हर कोई बोलता है मुझे पीसीओडी है एंड वो ये भी बोलते हैं कि इसका कोई क्योर नहीं है, ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है. So, what's the biggest myth around these diseases?
As you said, the people think that they're permanent. This is the biggest myth. These all diseases are lifestyle diseases. These can be cured. Within few weeks only you will start seeing the result. I have seen in my clients and they message me that it's not even 1 month, I can see the result in me. So if you religiously follow the diet, if you religiously follow, whatever mental healing sessions I am giving, yoga, whatever I'm teaching, you will see the result. PCOD, even cancer can be cured. PCOD is just a small thing.
And we also find nowadays even young children, suffering from this gut problem, liver problems. We really keep on hearing. किसी को भी कहीं पे भी आप मिलो तो they will come with diabetes, they will gut problem है, liver problem है. So gut and liver detox. I heard that that's your core part of your work. So why are these two organs so critical to overall health?
See, our gut is called the second brain. You know, every disease starts from gut only. If your gut is not clean, disease will come to your life. I'm telling you. And what does it mean by gut clean? Gut clean means that whatever you have eaten is being digested properly. If something will not digest, it will keep inside your body, and with passing years, it will convert into toxins. And those toxins gets manifested into physical disease. See, in allopathy, we call those disease name like BP, cholesterol, diabetes, PCODs. But in naturopathy, we call toxin sitting inside your body. There's whole book written in this toxicity.
And this is actually so common. Sometimes we also do this blunder. हम लोग आजकल with Google, ChatGPT, AI, and
Yes.
online, they have become, ChatGPT has become our doctors, as if, so people, try to detox trends online. What are they getting wrong?
See, simply following a small video, do you really think that can heal them? No. They are saying that, okay, this drink, you drink and you will get a weight loss in 21 days. No, that weight will come again. First of all, it will not, you will lose nutrition. So main core part is you need to see your health as holistically, physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, how everything. And then see, these diseases have come with so many years. It will take time also. There is nothing called crash diet, that okay, you do this drink and not a single thing can work on you. See, I see my father-in-law, he used to take Arjun ka chhal for BP. He's saying that Arjun ka chhal se mera BP ठीक हो जाएगा. Can you really think that सिर्फ वो अर्जुन छाल उनका बीपी ठीक कर देगा? No. And since so many years he's drinking अर्जुन का छाल, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. So this happens with everybody.
Yes, छोटी छोटी बीमारियों को just आजकल तो चैट जीपीटी आ गया है. And like if you want to lose weight, if you want to you cure your inflammation, and like immediately you type and they will give you a list of directions.
Yes, yes. So completely you need to work on yourself. Everything. Your sleep also matters. Sleep is a medicine. But people do not think all this and just they simply follow one detox diet and they will do it. So they will not get result for longer run.
And I have heard that plant-based nutrition is central to your approach. So does it work for everyone?
Yes, 101%. If a person wants to heal, he has to go on a plant-based diet. See, the moment people enroll in my program, first thing I ask them is remove all animal products from your diet. And they get shocked because these are our daily staple diet. Paneer, doodh, dahi, chas, ghee. So they say, how can we survive without this? Even Krishna Bhagwan used to take milk. And even in our scriptures, it is written, milk is amrit. Then, and you are saying that remove all this from the diet. Then I asked them, the milk which you are taking now and the milk Krishna Bhagwan used to take, is it both same? No, it's far beyond. It's a lot of adulteration. If you see the demand and supply, milk demand is huge and supply, cows are limited. So how are we getting this many milk? In fact, you see in the festivals. So how? Your cows are not increasing, then how come milk are increasing? Because of adulteration, lot of adulteration. Also, cow milk is for their babies, like human milk is for the human babies.
Right.
Biological, we are not supposed to drink. Calf should supposed to drink, but we are taking their milk. Also, cows are being injected for pregnancy. They are giving hormonal injections. So even in the research, it's found that in the milk stress hormones, we can see stress cortisol hormone inside the milk because if cow is instructed, it's not treated properly. Then how can you consume something and you can heal yourself? No.
Someone rightly said, remove all the whites from your life.
Right. Very true.
Okay, so what is one simple daily habit that can dramatically improve someone's health?
Fasting. See, we are constantly eating, eating, eating. We do not give break to our digestive system. The prana, which is sitting inside our body, which is the main healer, that only works, if our digestion, if it's not digesting the food. So either it will digest the food or it will heal. We are not giving time to heal our body. And then we are thinking that, okay, our BP is not getting removed, our cholesterol. No, when we detox in today's time, fasting has been made as a feast. In Navratri, people eat Navratri thali.
That's what.
But when you see 5,000 years ago, people used to take Nirjala fast, Nirjala Upvas. That was fasting, giving break to your system, not just, changing your diet and you're saying that you're fasting.
How do you see like eating potatoes during fast?
Yeah, fasting doesn't mean like that. Navratra, I see kuttu ki puri, aloo, and so many dishes they eat, and they say they are fasting. So that's not fasting at all. If you do fasting in a right way, it can cure many disease.
Right. So, you also work deeply with the subconscious mind. How are emotions connected to physical disease? Yes, we all know that, our emotions, if we are not physically well, definitely we are not emotionally fit. So, how do you say this to our audience?
Yes, see, emotions are linked to our physical body. I told you, mind, body, and soul, it's all connected. If one will not work, other will not work. See, if I'm nervous, I'm in anxiety, I'll not feel hungry, right? It's so I mean, it's obvious when we have an exam or an interview, we don't eat much because we are not hungry. How come? That's a mental thing. That's here. How it is impacting our physical health. Also, there is one very beautiful book I have read, You Can Heal Yourself, by Dr. Lois Hay. In that, she has written that if you have not forgiven someone, disease will come into your life. So that has so much deeper impact, that emotional health to the physical body.
That's what. And we can't be happy if we are actually ill. That
Yeah.
it affects everywhere. See, I have read your profile, very truly speaking, and I have uh, read about practices like EFT, which you do actually, and Ho'oponopono. I do not know. You would be able to explain this better. Chakra healing, yes, and some people find them abstract. How do they actually work in real life?
See, the people find them abstract because it's not seen, like it's for deep rooted. EFT is emotional freedom technique. So by the name you can see it's we have so many suppressed emotions inside our body. So when we release those emotions, when we release those painful memories, this past trauma, the inner child, so then our physical body starts healing. Automatically it starts healing. So that's a main major area we forget when we do healing. And also Hoponopo. Hoponopo works like a magic. Dr. Hugh Lenz has given this theory of Hoponopono, which means that he has given four sentences. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I am thankful. I love you. So these four sentences has highest vibration. Everything is energy. Everything has vibration. But these four sentences has highest vibrations. So when we speak, when we do affirmation, when we do tapping, there are few points in our body where that emotions are trapped. So when we do the tapping and keep this affirmations going on, that I am sorry, thank you, I love you, please forgive me, people start healing. Half of their problems start healing. So I've seen tremendous result in my clients after doing all this.
And in your experience, is healing more physical or more emotional?
It's like two wings of the bird. Both are required. You can't have one wing and fly, right? So both are equally important. As I told you, that we are all Manume Kosh, the Praname Kosh, the Annume Kosh, all makes our body, all makes our health. You can't just focus on the emotional health and keep aside physical health, or you just can't focus on the physical health and keep aside emotional health. Both go hand in hand.
Okay. And you have seen incredible transformations like reducing cholesterol, stopping thyroid meds. Which case has impacted you the most personally? The ones which you have cured actually.
See, all cases impact me because I told you that this is my purpose of life. This is not just for the money or for the business. But one case, that got stuck in my heart is one lady came to me and she was, suffering from arthritis, diabetes, heart blockage. And she told me that she was 66 years old and she told me that she took care of family, of her kids, everybody in the family. And now, she didn't take care of her health. And now she's suffering from these many issues. Nobody's there to take care of her, and she doesn't have that much money also to go for that surgery. So that when she was saying, tears were there in her eyes, and I felt something deep. I said, no, I will heal her. Now I said that you are not my client, I will treat you as my mother, and I will heal you. She followed everything religiously, and in just few weeks she started seeing results. And then she told me one sentence that आप मेरे लिए भगवान की तरह आए हो, आपने मेरी जिंदगी बदल दी. And that got stayed with me. I said, no, God has sent me to serve people. God has sent me to heal people. I am the instrument of God. This is not my job. This is God's work I'm doing. So I have to continue this. So my future plan is I have to make an ashram for these kind of people. So that's why that story has.
For that. That's indeed very noble. And what is the most common mistake people make when trying to heal themselves?
They go for quick fixes. They say that, oh, one thing will work, like I'll just give me a diet for cholesterol. Don't give me anything else. Just give me a diet for BP. Don't give me a diet for sugar. So they are always in a hurry. They are impatient. Healing takes time. If some disease has come after so many years into your life, it will take some time. It will have, its own time duration. But people just rush it. As a health coach, wherever I go, people ask me, आप मुझे कुछ weight loss के लिए tips दे दोगे क्या? आप कुछ बता दोगे कोई ड्रिंक जिससे मैं पतली हो जाऊं 10 दिनों में. So this is the main thing I struggle with people. I have to make them understand that there are no shortcuts to health. You need to cure holistically.
हमें कुछ टिप्स बता दीजिए जिससे पतले हो जाए. So your mission is very, very powerful. A disease-free, dependency-free world. How far do you think we are from that reality?
We are actually far from the reality because people have, the preconceived notion that, medicine can only heal them. Like my father-in-law, he used to take medicine for BP for 35 years. So now also he's taking. One day I asked him, Papa, why are you taking this medicine on a regular basis? These has side effects. So he said, तुम मुझे मत सिखाओ. डॉक्टर ने मुझे कहा है जब तक मुझे जिंदा रहना है ये मेडिसिन मुझे खाते रहना है. So the people have that fear that if they will not eat those medicine, there will something bad happen to them. So because of that, they have such a strong belief system for years that medicine can only cure them. But what is happening? Medicine is not curing them. Only the medicine is increasing, or their symptoms are just same.
And when people suffer from many diseases, or let me say, even one disease, sometimes, many a times, we all feel lost in our life because when you are not physically fit, you feel lost in your life. So, for someone feeling lost in life, where should they begin? Healing the body or finding the purpose?
See, finding the purpose is a bit in a different track if someone is lost, because obviously if someone is lost he will not get into the purpose of it. But physical healing, if we start physical healing, we see slowly the person starts changing, because I told you food works at our mind level as well. When we eat sattvic food, it changes our thoughts, it changes our emotions. When we sleep properly, when we do yoga, everything started changing. So then only gradually it will lead to the purpose of life.
That's wonderful. Okay, Nidhi, let's do our rapid fire round. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so one word to describe your healing philosophy:
Nature.
detox or discipline,
Discipline.
yoga or meditation,
Yoga.
morning ritual you swear by,
Gratitude.
one food you would eliminate from everyone's diet.
Sugar.
Indeed. One habit that destroys health silently.
Irregular sleep.
Okay, I need to know that. Most underrated healing practice.
Detoxification. Fasting.
Okay. A myth about natural healing you want to break.
People think that chronic diseases are not reversible, but it
If
is
not a
reversible.
healer, okay. If not a healer, what would you be?
Teacher or a guide.
Okay. Your message to someone struggling with chronic illness in one sentence.
It is reversible. 101% reversible. You just need to trust the body. That's it.
Know this, everyone. So, one question that we all would love to hear from you. If you could give just one piece of advice to the world about health and life, what would it be?
The health is wealth. This we have heard many times, but we have to start implementing it, because we will achieve everything in life, but we don't have health. We will not be able to cherish those. We have a big house, but I am in pain. Will I be able to cherish that? Wherever we go to Switzerland, anywhere in the place, if I'm not healthy, I'll not be able to, enjoy anything in life. Health is the most important thing. We need to take care of our health. Then only we can do anything in life. That's the foundation of life, I would say.
That's the foundation of life. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Nidhi, for joining the Global Eye podcast. And thank you so much for enlightening us. Actually, health is wealth. You said right. We have been reading these in the books since our childhood, but we do not follow. We just read it just for the sake of reading it. But today, this conversation, this entire interaction was indeed so enlightening that I know people whosoever listen to this interaction, they would understand actually health is wealth. And I would request everyone to follow you, and definitely will share your contacts, because sharing is caring. Whatever you learned from your journey and you are now sharing with the world, with a purpose to make a disease free world. I must congratulate you and wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. Thank you so much, Nidhi.
Thank you so much, Mosumi, for these words. Thank you so much for having me here. It was lovely talking to you about health. I can talk for hours about health because health is so in depth inside me.
Indeed, health is like we need to continue these discussions actually from time to time, so that people understand the importance of health and healthy living. So we'll
Yes.
connect again with more wonderful tips for the people. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay. Thank.
As we come to the end of this enlightening conversation, one thing becomes clear. True healing is not just about treating symptoms, but about understanding ourselves at a deeper level. Nidhi Kumari, the health holistic coach, reminds us that our bodies have an incredible ability to heal when supported with the right lifestyle, mindset, and purpose. In a world that often seeks quick fixes, this episode invites us to slow down, reconnect, and take charge of our own well being. Thank you all for joining us on the Global Eye podcast episode 11. Keep tuning in for more such meaningful conversations that inspire growth, awareness, and transformation. Namaskar.